All right, so let's just go over. Our goal will be like half of these today, okay? So y'all make sure you're paying attention. On this one, it's graphed for us. Simple. It'll be multiple choice just like this. It says, first of all, is it a maximum or a minimum, and where is that point? So if you can go to the top of it, because can you see that that's where you can go to the top of it? Are you at the max or the min? The max. So you have to know that that's a maximum. All right. How else to memorize that? I don't know. That's just something you'll have to know. This is a maximum. So you've already narrowed your answer choices. Not those. Then at what point? What is that ordered pair? The highest point. What is the ordered pair? It is 0, 1. Over 0, up 1. So which your answer is A. Is everybody good with that one? Yeah? Hopefully. There's our number 1. Okay, number 2. This one wants us to order them from widest to narrowest. If you can't remember, then like the little rule for it, just graph all of them and see which one looks the widest, and I'll do that second. Does anybody remember what we do though? Which one would be the widest? The smallest number. So it would be the 2x squared, then what? 4x squared, and then 5x squared. So your answer is B. Let's say that you forgot that completely. Well, just graph all 3 of them and see what happens. So I'll graph 5x squared, 4x squared, and 2x squared. So there's 5, 4, and I must have pressed the wrong. I did. Hold on. Let me do that. 2x squared. I just typed it in wrong. Okay. Now, there's 5. There's 4. There's 2. So you can see 2 is the widest, then 4, then 5. Can y'all kind of see that maybe? Okay. So that's another way. But you would just know the smaller the number, the wider it's going to be. And you don't look at negatives. You're not considering, oh, a negative is smaller than a positive. That doesn't matter. That just flips it. Okay? Then on number 3, it says, how is this graph where we have a -1 different from this one? That's the only thing different is the -1. What does that -1 do? It makes it move up or down, and in this case, it moves it down 1. Again, if you have no idea, graph them both, and you will see that this one has actually moved down 1. But you need to know a -1 would be down 1. What would a +2 be? Up 2. Okay? Everybody good with our first page? Yeah? All right, let's keep going. How many are there? 20? Okay, so we're hoping. I'd like to do 10 if we can, and then do the others tomorrow. All right, this one we have an object is dropped from 400 feet, and it wants us to know when will it hit the ground. So if I graph it, all right, that's the best the best thing to do. Let me clear all this out. It's going to be -16 x squared plus 400. Now, where does that 400 move us up to? We just did a problem like that. It's all the way up really high at 400. So when I graph this, I probably don't see the top, right? My little graph is only going up 10. Well, the top of it's at 400. I'm a long ways from it. But I don't really care, okay? All I know is this object, none of these negative numbers matter because you can't have negative time. So this object is way up here, and it dropped, and it fell. I'm a little off. But where did it hit the ground is right here. What does that number look like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Now, since I see that as an option, I'm just going to pick that one, okay? But say that it could have been a decimal or it wasn't multiple choice, then you would actually need to find the exact answer. Okay, is everybody good with that one? So you just graph it and you find out when does it hit the ground. Okay, number 5. Y'all, if I'm going too fast, tell me to slow down. Number 5 says graph. Okay, so we press y equals, type in 3x squared, and we graph it. All right, so I need to transfer it from here to here. So how do I do that? Probably need to get some points from my graph. But I know this one I didn't add or subtract anything. I'm pretty sure it's going to start at 0. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be here, up 3 and 1. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Let's look at our table. Press second graph. And, okay, here's 0, 0. What are some other ordered pairs? -1, 3, and 1, 3. I don't want to pick those other numbers because they are so high up. Okay, they'd be way up here. 13, or no, 12. Okay, so there we go, way up there. Okay, are we good with that? I just need 3 points. If you don't have 3 points tomorrow, like if I can't tell those 3 points, I'm going to take off credit for that. Are we good? Like, don't just draw a random picture. And if you want to list your points to the side, you can do that, okay? But it has to go through those points. I've been grading some of y'all's worksheets, and sometimes y'all aren't doing that. So everybody understands that the 3 points have to be there. Yes? Okay. All right, number 6. Okay, this one has a couple of answers. It says graph it, and then what else do we have to do? Find the vertex and the axis of symmetry. Right, Cannon? Okay, so I will graph it. Here's part of my credit right here. I'll type in x squared plus 2x minus 1. And we press graph. Now, this one's moved to the left some and down some. I need those ordered pairs. So what would I press? Second graph, and it takes me to my table. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now, can you tell where it repeats? Like, can you tell where your ordered pairs need to be? Yeah, I can tell it repeats right here. Can y'all? Look at those values. -1, -2, -1. Like, it's like they're symmetrical. You want to see that. If you don't know that, I have given you this little formula, -b over 2a. That is your axis of symmetry. So what's our b? 2. So I've got -2 over 2 times, and what's our a? What's that number in front of x squared? And understood 1. What is -2 divided by 2? Not 0. Negative, what's 2 over 2? 1. That is your axis of symmetry. I'll show you how else to know that in just a second. Okay? So let's graph these 3 points. You didn't have to just do that work. All right? You can just find your 3 points and let's graph them. So I've got -2, -1, -1, -2, over 0, down 1. And it looks like this is my graph. Okay, I don't know where all else it goes. Now, this right here is my vertex. There's 2 ways to find it. In this case, I can tell what it is, but let's just find it on our graph. So how do you find the vertex? You press second, trace. Well, is this a minimum or a maximum? It's a minimum. So I'm going to go down to number 3. I go to the left of it, to the right of it, and back to it. And what does it tell me that my vertex is? Oops. It's -1, -2. Doesn't that look like that's where that point is? At -1, -2. So that's part of your answer. So you find your vertex. And what's the x value for my vertex? That's your axis of symmetry. Okay? You didn't have to do any of that math right there to find the axis of symmetry. You can just find your vertex, and then it's your x value. Axis of symmetry, it just means that right there is where it's symmetrical, at -1. Are we confused or are we okay? You graph, you find the vertex, and then you state your x value. All right, the next one's the same thing, so I'm going to do it as well. Can I erase that, or is anybody copying it? We're good? Okay, so this one, let's type in, let me move that up. Negative 3x squared plus 3x minus 1. Okay, and then I'll press graph. So I need to get it from my calculator to my graph, to my paper. So I'll press second graph, and I'm going to look for a repeat. Where does it repeat? Somewhere between here. Does everybody see that? This is different. I must have a decimal answer. Does that make sense? I'll find that in just a second. So let me plot some of these points. I've got 0, negative 1. So I've got 0, negative 1. I've got 1, negative 1. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do, I don't know if I can do 2, negative 7, and negative 1, negative 7. So I don't really know where it goes to, but somewhere between those 2 points. Does that make sense? I have to find my vertex. How do I find that? I don't know exactly where it is. So again, we press graph. So is this a maximum or a minimum? You're at the top, so it's a maximum. So we press second, trace, maximum. Then what do? We go to the left of it, press enter, go to the right and press enter, and go back to the tip top. And what does that say? It's 0.5 and then negative 0.25. It's kind of where mine is. I'm not exactly, but close enough. 0.5, negative 0.25. What's my axis of symmetry? 0.5. There you go. It's just your x value. Okay? So my graph was close enough. It's some decimal right there. Okay, then we'll do a couple more. Is everybody okay with that one? Yes, did y'all get that one? There's still people writing. I'll give y'all a second. Okay, let's keep going then. Number 8, it gives us two things. It gives us an equation and it gives us this picture. Let me erase all this. And it says, do they have the same vertex? So, on this one, what does my vertex look like? 0.5 and then maybe, what's it look like it's up at? I can't tell. What is this counting by? These look like they're counting by 1s and these are counting by 2s. So it almost looks like it's up 1.5-ish. I don't know. Something like that. Does everybody see that? This one, this is 2, 4, 6, 8. I think I fixed all these. I hope I did on your graph. I think I changed them all to make them count better. Actually, no, I don't know if I did or not. But anyway, this one's counting weird. These obviously are counting by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is counting by 2, 4, 6, 8. So just kind of be careful on that. But I don't know. That's kind of what that one looks like. Let's find this one though. How do I find that one vertex? Do y'all remember how to find the vertex? How do we find it on the last one? Yeah, go to y equals and let's graph it and see if it looks similar. X squared minus 6x plus 4. And I'm going to graph it, and do they even look similar? No. All right, so I'm just going to put no. Now, if they did look similar and you can't tell this one's vertex, what would you do? Just come over here and press second trace. That's a minimum. And you would go to the left. Oh no, I did something wrong again. Go to the left, go to the right, and back to it. and it would tell you, oh, it's at 3, -5. Okay? But they're not the same. This one's clearly not the same. So it's just B. Your answer is no. Are we okay with that one? This graph was kind of hard to read. All right, now numbers 9 and 10, and then we're done. Okay, these are the same type of questions, I think. They give us an equation, and they want us to find, on this one, I'm going to type it in. I'm going to find my maximum height. And then I'm going to find, what does it say? Oh, how long it takes. No, first, I'm going to see how long it takes for it to reach its height. And then what is its height? So let's graph it. Is that rain bothering y'all? -16x squared plus 44x plus 5. And then I graph it. Oh, I can't quite see it. So what do I need to do?
Oh, your Zoom.
Well, yeah, I'm going to go to my window, and I need to go up higher. So that's your Y max. If there's any question on your window, just ask me on your test, okay? Or your quiz, whatever you want to call it. I have no idea what to go to. I'm just going to pick a number. I'm going to try 30. Didn't go high enough. So maybe I should try 50. There we go. I can see the whole thing. Can I see the top of it? Yeah, it's just big raindrops. I think that's just some fat raindrops. All right, so we press second trace maximum. I'm going to go to the left, to the right, and back to the tip top. Now, when does it reach that height? Yeah, in 1.37 seconds, okay? Or what do they have? 1.38, all right? And what is that height? 35.25. So what's your answer? C. Okay? And then we'll do number 10. It's the same thing. So I'm going to type in, oops, I should have left that. -16x squared plus 136x plus 30. And then I'll graph it. Oh, I got to go higher up on this one. I was at 50, so what number would y'all try now? So window, I may go to, let me try 100. I would really probably go to 150, but we'll try 100. Okay, I need to go higher. See this information right here? I don't know, 136. It made me think maybe I need to go to 150, but so I'll press window. Let me try 150. Well, guess what? Got to go higher.
200.
I'm thinking about going to 300. Oh my gosh.
No, we didn't make that. 500.
Y'all did 500? There it is. Okay. Again, if you have problems finding that on the test, I'll help you on that. Okay, now what do you do for the next part? It says, how long does it take to reach the maximum height? So you have to find the maximum, second trace, and we go, I'm to the left of it, I go to the right of it, and then I go back to the tip top. And how long it takes is 4.25 seconds. And what is the maximum height? 319. There you go. All right, so that is the first half of your quiz. Are we good with that half? Yeah? So your goal tomorrow is going to be just to get through the other 10 questions, and then I'll go through them, okay? Have y'all gotten through a lot of the other ones, though? Y'all are done? Okay. I'll probably give y'all like 15 minutes when y'all get in here tomorrow, and then I'll go over the other 10.